Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make a shopping basket for your miniature store. The first thing you're going to need to get is some plastic canvas. You can get this in several colors. They have it in clear, green, red, blue, pink, you name it. And it's 10.5 by 13.5 inches. Alright, if you look at it closely, it's really bendable. Okay, so after you have your canvas, you're going to cut out a 9 by 10 square. And when I say 9 by 10, we're counting each one of these as 1. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. And then you would do the same thing on the other side. So 9 by 10 square. Then once you get that done, then you're going to cut out your corners. So it should look like that. You're going to cut off one complete square. So cut close down to the left and then down on the right on the bottom. Alright, and once you get that done, then you'll have it to look like this. And then you'll fold these up and you'll get them nice and bent. Okay? Then you're going to need your floss and a sewing needle, and you're going to stitch these sides shut, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But in the meantime, don't get rid of your corners that you cut out, because you can use these in a miniature dollhouse for your dolls as windows. It should look like this when you cut it out. If I was to put it back on there, it should have a bottom little piece with little lines there. You cut them off, and then you cut that off there, and next thing you know, you have a grid of 4, which can be used as a miniature dollhouse window. Alright, and then all the little pieces that you cut out off of there, they can also be recycled, because when you make your cereal, you can put them inside there to make noise, to sound like it's real cereal. Now if you don't have those and you don't want to deal with those, you don't have to keep them. You can just put beads in here, but it'll do the same thing. Okay, so hang on one second and I'll get my needle and thread. Okay, so once you have your floss, I like to double mine up just to make it a little bit stronger, which means I'm going to fold it in half, just like that. Then I'm going to take my needle. You want one with a big head unless you got a lot of patience, which I don't when it comes to threading a needle, unfortunately. It's not my thing. Alright, then you're going to have 4 pieces of the floss. Now you can use this stuff to do like bordering and stuff like that, so it's pretty durable. Alright, now once you tie a tight knot in it, you want to cut that off there. Now if you want to make sure it's double secured and it's not going to come undone, you can put a little hot glue if you like. But basically what you're going to do, make sure I'm in the camera for you. Okay, you're going to take and go from the inside first. Okay, now you can start at the bottom or you can start at the top. It's completely up to you. It doesn't really matter, but wherever you start, you need to make sure that you're going to be able to finish. Alright, so we're going to stitch it through there. Okay, then we're going to pull this tight. Okay, then we're going to go in the next hole. And we're going to pull that tight. And then the next hole and pull that tight. Okay, now we're at the very top. There's 2 options here. We can go again, just like that. Or if you want to have the floss going all the way across, you can. I don't, because I've never seen a basket with that, so I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do since I pulled it through, now I'm going to go back in through the next one, just like that, and then back through it again. Okay. And this is going to secure that corner really, really good. Now, what you can do is you can either knot it or you can glue it so you don't see that knot. It's completely up to you. I'm going to actually knot mine because I want to make sure it's not going to come out. Alright, so I've got my knot in. Now, here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go back in the bottom, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there. Let me show you. I'll pull that out a little bit so you can see. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here on this last piece where we first started. Okay, can you see that down in there? Just right there. Okay, now once I do that, then I'm gonna pull it through. Alright, so I put the glue on there, and then that'll dry, and you won't see it, it'll be clear. But in the meantime, I'm going to take this right here, I'm going to pull it as tight as I can and cut it off. Okay, you can also put a teeny bit of glue on there if you like, just to kind of make sure that you do have it. And then you're going to continue this process around all 4 sides. So you got 3 more to go. I'll be back. Okay, so I wanted to show you something real quick. Now I'm on the second hole, and it's going to be kind of tricky to get down inside of there. So I knotted my string before I put it in there. Okay? Now I'm going to put it through that last hole, and I need to add my glue. And when I do, it's going to, sorry, I didn't, let me zoom you out a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so I added my glue there. I put my knot on the outside, and now I'm going to pull it. Okay, so my knot should go through, and if it doesn't, that's okay. You might not have measured it right, or you might not have tied it tight enough, whatever. You're just going to poke it through that little hole. And it might be a little bit difficult to get it in there, but it will go eventually. You just got to keep working at it. There we go. Alright, so I have the glue on there to hold it, and now I'm going to cut it from the inside. Alright, I'll be right back when I do the other one. Okay, so once you have it together, you need to get yourself some wire cutters and some wire. You're going to bend a J into your wires. And basically that's going to go in as your handle. Okay, you're going to want to come up just about, I'd say 3/4 of an inch. Then you're going to want to bend it again to make an L. After you bend it, then you want to come over as wide as your basket. And you notice I'm doing both of them together at the same time because it will actually make them the same. Okay, then you're going to bend it down again to make like a U. Okay, after that you're going to cut it off right where you think you might need it, or you can wait until you make your last little turn. Now you're going to make your J again. Okay. They should be pretty close to the same or exact, depending on how good you are at keeping them together. Okay. So, it should look like that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go into the very first hole, and you are going to squeeze that around it for each one. You know, I think we probably could have made these a little bit smaller. We didn't need them as tall. So we'll make the next one a little bit shorter. So maybe like a ½ an inch, because I think that's just a little too long for this basket. Okay, now, if you don't sew and you don't know how to sew, I'm going to show you another option that you can do, and then you also won't see all of this thread with the second option. Okay, now what I'm doing here is I'll just squeeze them. Okay, so basically that's your little basket. Okay, I think you can make these a little bit smaller on yours though. Okay, so that's one little basket. The other option you have is to take some wire, okay, and then you are going to wire your basket shut the same exact way that we just did that. Okay, the only exception is you're going to have to tie off your wire with the pliers. Okay, and you're going to have to be really careful because these wires can tend to be a problem with pokiness, so you don't want to put it on anything that you're not going to be able to play with or whatever. It's just strictly going to be for decorative purposes. However, you can wire it and then maybe put some hot glue over the pokiness. Okay. So you need thin wire. I'm just using regular garden wiring for the floral section. Okay. So you just keep going through, and then if you also don't want to see anything on the edges and you have time to wait for it to dry, you can use a really strong glue and just glue the edges and then clamp them until they're dry. That's completely up to you. You could use hot glue to glue your edges shut, but I don't recommend it, because hot glue, you'll see it real gaudy looking all the way around it. Okay, so that's pretty much the first corner. You have to mess with it a little bit. Wire is a little bit more difficult to mess with than thread. On the other hand, you can just continue the wire up for your handles. But you'll continue this process. It's like I said, you have to keep working at it. It's a little bit more difficult than if you were just using thread. to the very end, you're going to cut it, and then you're going to bend that leftover piece down into the other wire and squeeze it shut. Now that's just to kind of give you an idea. I mean, you can flip your basket inside out to make it look a little better if you want. Personally, I don't like the wire idea. I think it's just extremely difficult to put together, but it's just a thought that you can do it if you don't want to see the corners. The best, probably, like for look purposes, if you have the time, would be to take the stronger glue and glue it and then leave it as a clamp until it dries. Typically it takes 24 hours for that kind of glue to harden. I guess you could try crazy glue. I've never tried it, so I'm not 100% sure that that would work, or how you would hold it to keep it in place. But basically that's what you'll do. And then the handles were really simple. I'll show you one more time on how to do the handles. You're going to make a J by bending it around your plier like that. Okay. So it should look just like that. Then you want to go up. We are going to just say 1/2 inch because I did not like that before. I thought it was too tall. Or bend it over. Then we're going to come back down. Okay, and you can straighten your wire up and everything, of course. And if you use thicker wire, it's much better. It will actually hold up for you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a quicker way to make your J with this part so that you get them a little bit closer to being even. Just going to take it, hold it where you want it, and then take your finger and bend it around it that way. Just like that. Okay, once you have it there, then you can straighten it up. And you can cut it off. Okay. Now, some baskets actually have that little plastic handle that goes across here. What you could do to make that would be to take the back of a pen. Like when you take your ballpoint pen out, it's got a little tube in there that holds the ink. You could cut that part that's empty, and you could put it through here before you bend it, and that'll give you your little plastic handle. But basically, there's your thing, and this handle would obviously look so much nicer on there. I just don't think these look good at all. I'll have to take them off and redo them because I just don't like them. I just think they look tacky. Way too short. I mean, way too long. But anyway, that's it for that tutorial. And if you follow Meet the Needs, or I'm sorry, if you follow Dollhouse Miniature Madness and Tutorials on Facebook, you will find lots more DIYs. And like, subscribe, and follow me on YouTube, and I'll be posting more videos. Talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.